What do getting shanghaied,
Not kidnapped, shanghaied.
mead,
Another!
and Tupelo Honey
Tupelo Honey!
all have in common?
I have no idea.
Savannah, Georgia.
That makes no sense.
We'll show you how much trouble we can get into
We just spent the night in Brad's sailboat.
in just 24 hours.
Now Brad is gonna take us on a... We're gonna go on a tour of Savannah, Georgia!
Give me that sunshine.
These are the voyages of the Sea Ship Legacy, and this is your captain.
Let the tour begin.
This is the ugliest dinghy you've ever seen in your life, but
It's rated as unsinkable. It's the only dinghy that has Coast Guard approval as a lifeboat. It's called a Portland Pudgy.
and you can stand on the edges and not fall in. Did you want to demonstrate that?
Not right now, in case it's not true.
This building was converted into a bar for some TV show, and they just left it so the locals just use it as their own personal custom beach bar.
You.
Brad's boat is pretty cool, but he took us to meet Will and Kim, and their sailboat is on another level. It's an older wooden boat and needed a little love when Will bought it. Will is a wood craftsman for boats, and he's made some beautiful updates to his boat, including a new transom. Will and Kim live full-time on their boat.
It's like camping every single day of your life, but better.
But is it worth it?
I think so.
Yeah. Would you do it any other way?
No, I've traveled on RVs, I've traveled on buses. I was a signed musician, traveled playing music everywhere. I've spent my entire life traveling. And,
Across the U.S. on a motorcycle on a
there's nothing better than a water yard. All continents are islands, and all oceans are roads. You know, and that's all this is it's just a world traveling RV. Maybe a little more fulfilling with the wind and sails.
Getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore.
Our tour guide Brad has just dispatched us to take the river ferry. I went to buy tickets, and he informed me that it is free actually.
7 years now on this boat.
It's time!
So I'll just give you our Tupelo, so that's our most popular honey. So this is coming from a swamp tree that grows in southern Georgia, a little bit of northern Florida, but nowhere else in the world.
Good.
Yeah, hey, it's so good Van Morrison wrote a song about it, you know?
Tupelo Honey!
It's really good honey.
The same way that, wine is made from grapes and beer is made from hops, mead uses honey as the sugar base to ferment and make alcohol from. It is the oldest type of alcohol in the world. It predates beer, it predates wine. It actually predates the entirety of recorded history. It has existed in every single culture.
When you guys got off the ferry coming across the river, you will have noticed that you had to walk across some stones to get here. And those are actually ballast stones. In the ancient days of the tall ship industry, they would bring cargo over here, but they were partially empty. And so they would put ballast stones on the ships to keep them upright in heavy weather. Once they got here, they would load cargo, and they would take the ballast stones off, and then they used them for construction for a lot of the streets. So these stones are virtually hundreds of years old. So that's called the Georgia Queen. It's one of the river boats that take tourists out for dinner cruises. I've actually driven that vessel. They just needed a temporary captain, and so I just happened to be in town.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is River Street, you guys. It was originally a docking port for the tall ships that would come into this area of the United States before the U.S. even existed as a country, of course. And it's since become a tourist location. They actually have subterranean tunnels where they would Shanghai people and drag them underneath the ground unconscious, put them on board the boats, and then they'd wake up at sea. But you guys will see that more firsthand here in a little while.
We just climbed up the steps from River Street, and it's like we entered a new world. Down there, old world. Up here, new world. Guess what state I'm in? It's not the one you're thinking of.
On Jones Street in This is where the term keeping up with the Joneses originated.
That's a container ship in a river. I'm not sure if you can tell how big that ship is, but there's a building that's passing right there. That's insane. How can a ship that big fit in a river?
Yes, hello. This is the Pirate House, constructed many years ago. The book Treasure Island has depicted as part of the plot them staying at an inn at the very beginning of the book. The upstairs apartment is where the author wrote that portion of the book, and it's believed that this is the actual location. They used to let you go out there. I'm gonna crack the door open when nobody's looking so you guys can check it out.
Brad, that's against the rules. Don't do that. Ghosts.
We'll see if we don't get kicked out.
You ready for a long-winded high seas adventure out on the open water?
Oh yeah.
Would you settle for a brief guided tour of this weird old building instead? Way back when, in the old 1750s, when this tavern was up and running, there was once an entrance to a secret tunnel. Began down here and went under the bluff a block away out to the Savannah River, where it dumped out, where young sailors would be kidnapped and carried out, placed upon ships and shanghaied, so to speak, kidnapped, sent away.
When I was sitting here, I saw like a shadow going by when I looked like down into the tunnel. It looked like a man.
So a ghost?
Quite possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
And you guys aren't plants?
No, we're just hungry.
If you want to go to a spot that only the locals know about, you go to Cheers here in Savannah. I mean, you're not going to get a view like this anywhere, and the people are great. We've been talking to people. Leela, talking to people, weird. Brad, talking to people. Brad, talking to Stacy, right?
Oh, hello, yeah, Stacy.
She wanted to say hi to me until she found I wasn't local, and she's like, screw you, I want to talk to that guy. When you live on a boat, you probably have a shower in your boat, but it's probably kind of small. So you'll probably live in a marina, which will have a bathroom that'll probably look something like this. Like I showered in here this morning, and it wasn't bad. The water was warm. Not exactly the Hyatt, but dude, what do you really need?
Here's a quick tour of Brad's home sweet home. This is the stateroom which Brad gave up for his guests while he hunkered down in his V-berth. The head adorned with some sweet teak. The galley end.
The party room. This is the party babe. Hey baby. What? This is the skylight, but it's dark, so it's the moonlight.
And you want to click right here for a most unexpected train trip.